Welcome back to the AfterLife server, where in the last episode we started working on our rocket factory, because I realized that I keep running out of rockets by NASA's rockets division, so it just makes sense to expand our rocket industry. So I started working on a sugarcane farm. It's one of Tango Tech's designs, and then I went on bringing all of the gunpowder to the surface through my item elevators into pipes, and then it all goes into storage. And it's been working brilliantly. I can now go ahead and make rockets very conveniently, and we do need to finish working on the rocket factory itself, but I'm not sure if we'll have time for it today. At least we don't have time for it now, because we have to head over to the circus, because I'm absolutely inspired. I have so many ideas for this circus, and in case you're not up to date, let me get you up to date. Torvian and myself are the proud owners of the only honey shop on the AfterLife server, but we do have one concern. With the new 1.16 Nether update, our concern is that people will completely forget about honey and bees, so we got the great idea to have a festival where we can celebrate honey and bees and remind everyone about the greatness of the bees and the honey. And the best celebration is a circus. So we're creating a circus. Torvian already made the main tent, and now I'm currently working on all the shops and stalls that will be rentable by the other AfterLife members. I quickly want to interrupt this episode to bring you some exciting news. We have the applications open for anyone that'd like to join the AfterLife server and come play with us and create with us. Now, the one thing is you do need to be a YouTube content creator, but if you feel your content is on par, feel free to apply to join us. If you check the description down below, you'll find a link that will lead you to a video explaining everything that goes on around this application event. Feel free to apply, and I'm excited to see what kind of creators would like to join us. Now, that aside, let's get back to the episode. As I mentioned, these shops and stalls will be rentable by the other AfterLife members, and they can sell anything: food, merch, and maybe some gifts, anything that makes sense with the circus theme. Now, Torvian and myself will be claiming one or two of these shops and stalls, but all those details we'll discuss in later episodes. As you can see, I plotted out a little bit of a road going through here just to kind of feel out where I can build my first game. The roads will definitely change, but the game I'm going to be building will go over here, and it's going to be bumper cars. Now, the bumper car build starts off with the building, of course, and this is the base building I have. Some birch and some dark oak and the white and orange wool. The roof was a bit of a challenge. I'm not the greatest with roofs, but it does have a bit of a tent feel. I wanted to have a saggy bit and a bit that's lifted up by the support at the bottom, so more or less something like that. So it's a very base start. What I need to figure out next is kind of a scoring system. So it'll probably be manual. If the one team scores, they press a button, they get a point kind of thing. And first team to reach 3 points wins the total thing. And then we need an entrance, which can probably be on this side. Not sure yet, but this is the base start, which I am loving so far. And if we take a fly, while it's becoming nighttime, take a bit of a fly, we can see it. It definitely feels circusy, and I love it. Let me sleep before Art dies over there. Before we continue working on the circus, I do want to say a very warm welcome to Kafers and Justin for joining the AfterLife. And what I normally like to do with new members is put together a little bit of a care package or give them a gift. And I put together a whole shulker box full of goodies just to give them a boost, because it's not the start of the season anymore. And I think it makes sense to give them a little bit of a boost just to get up to speed with things. So again, warm welcome to both of them. We hung out for about an hour or more in the chill room and just hanging out on the server, and I think both of them have some footage from that. So go check out their channels and see what we got up to when we hung out on the server. And yes, let's get back to working at the circus. Now that we've welcomed all of the new members, it's time to get back to building this bumper boat game I'm developing. And what I want to do first is add the entrance. I'm going to keep these trap doors because then the boat won't go over it. But then we can go ahead and just add some steps in here. Just a basic thing like that. Then actually I want to remove these trap doors because we need to make it a little bit fancy without being too fancy yet. Don't know why not, but we'll do this, just some fences like that. Around the fences we can just add some greenery, and that should be it for now. That will be the entrance. We do need to get a banner kind of thing saying Bumper Blades, I'm thinking, for the name. We'll see what happens with that, and we'll tweak this entrance once roads are figured out. But from there we can go on and add in the point system. So what I want to do with the point system is have redstone lamps where you flick levers and that's how you get points. I wanted to build a complex redstone contraption that you just hit a button and then it collects your points and shows you your points, but that became too complicated and don't know if it can be done. So we'll just go basic with, if your team scores, you flick a lever, you have a point. The next thing is to install the points panel, which I've already done because I tried to record this about 4 or 5 times and it didn't work out, and I'm not losing my mind. No, I'm not. You are. So this is the points panel. If I score a kill, then I'll flick a lever and the first team to 3 points will win the game. I'll have signs in the middle explaining how the game works, but let me show you around back how this works. We have from where the lever is, we have a repeater pointing out into redstone dust, into another redstone dust. Then this can be a full block, but I like the aesthetic of a half slab at the back. Then we'll go back for one half slab because you need this little space for the redstone to go through. And then we'll hop up to the top and right into the lamp. There is another repeater like that. And that is my very ugly redstone explanation. But by this point we know I'm not a redstone genius. I know the basics. All I'll do now is just fence all around this, because I like the aesthetic this gives, this mechanical looking thing that feels circusy. Trying to hide the mechanic things, we'll just place fences around because we don't want people to mess with those things. And now all that is left is to bring in the beds, because we do want people to be able to set their spawn. So we want 2 orange beds and we want 2 white beds. And that should do it for this game. All we need to do now is stress test the game, so I'll need to bring someone in. One thing is lighting in here won't be the best, so I hope things can't spawn on ice. They probably can, but there we go. You set your spawn, and then you play the game. First team to 3 will win, and what happens with the winning team? Here is what will happen. The winning team will collect a token. So this is still under construction, the token kind of thing, because what I'm thinking is by the entrance we'll sell tickets. Those tickets you use to play the games with. When you win a game you get a token, and this token you take to a gift shop. That's more or less what I'm thinking at the moment. It needs some fine tuning, but once you win this game, collect a token on that side, and then go to the gift shop. I think. I'll get back to you once we've figured those details out. Let me get these signs in explaining the game. And then we can wrap up Bumper Blades, I think. Except for the name itself, the banner name for the Bumper Blades, it has been finished. So let me run you through how the game works. Bump and slice your opponent to death to score 1 point. Flip one lever once you've scored a point, and the first team to 3 points win, and the winners can collect 1 token from the barrel. That will be over here. That's more or less how it works. We'll tweak this when we get closer to opening the circus, but I'm really happy with how this build turned out. As I mentioned, the roof was the hardest part, and it looks decent. It looks decent. Let's take a final little flyby before we step away from this project for now. It's perfect. I love it. The circus is gonna be so great once it's done. Now for our next bit of business, I came over to Boomsday's TNT Emporium, brought to us by Square Mario and Ubone, just to get some TNT, because we have a very important objective that requires us to use some TNT. In a 1.16 world, the best use for TNT would be to go to the Nether and to find some netherite. But a couple of episodes ago I started a movement where we say no to netherite because diamond is enough and we're not gonna pay into this drive to get netherite because it's a little bit better than small percentage. No. So we made it some luxurious golden armor to really cement our protest. Do you know what? I've lost most of those tools because I don't pay attention to durability, and I've died about 3 or 4 times, so it is time to say goodbye to the golden armor, and the best way to do that is to send it out Viking style. No, not a flaming boat on the ocean. We're gonna send it out in a blaze of glory in this TNT pile. So let me just grab all of it, get all that is left of this golden armor, and no, you know what? I'll keep this one. Don't tell anyone. I'll keep that one. Let's just get rid of all of this gold because diamond is enough, and we don't need to state that by wearing gold. We can just actually wear diamond and use diamond tools as I've been doing for a little bit. So let's pay our respects. Let's have a moment of silence, and then we say goodbye to the golden armor and to my protest.